I actually came down here to finish some thoughts from yesterday, but I did want to respond to something my friend, the senator from the 39th, said. He said that Amendment 1 was sort of universally defeated. I will tell you that we worked very hard campaigning for Amendment 1 in Muskogee County, where it did carry, because people are desperate for relief for children that are trapped in struggling and failing schools. But let me go ahead now and finish my thoughts from yesterday on religious freedom. One of the things that's been said is, well, this is a federal issue. We need to let the federal government take care of this issue. And I want to be really clear on this point. The federal government tried to take care of this issue in 1993. They passed the Religious Freedom Restoration Act. In 1997, the United States Supreme Court, which is the final word on these things, said that Congress couldn't make the law for states when it came to the legal standard for free exercise claims against state and local government. So President-elect Trump can't do anything about this issue. The Congress in Washington can't do anything about this issue. The only body that can do anything about this issue is, in fact, the Georgia General Assembly. So if you hear from someone, oh, just let Washington take care of it, be advised, Washington can't take care of it, even if they wanted to. We need to act like 21 other state legislatures have acted and pass the law, because we're the only body that can do it. My remaining time, I would just like to spend, again, talking about an example of someone being penalized for exercising their religious freedom, and that is Dr. Eric Walsh. Dr. Walsh was offered employment with this state after having a superb record as the public health director for the city of Pasadena, California. He left that job, he moved to Georgia, and his position with the state was terminated. Why? Because of things he said from the pulpit of his church. Because of things he said from the pulpit of his church. Now, this isn't even like Chief Cochran. You know, people complained about Chief Cochran because they said, well, he brought this book into the fire department, and he shouldn't be bringing it into the business or to his place of work. In this case, it was all about things that he said in his capacity as a lay leader in his church from the pulpit. He is having to fight for his professional reputation and his employment in court, and our tax dollars are being spent every day to persecute Dr. Walsh. In fact, they were demanding his sermon notes until there was a public disclosure of that, and the state was embarrassed into withdrawing that discovery request. So if you don't think that people aren't being punished every single day for the mere act of worship, for coming to the pulpit of their church and sharing their beliefs with other believers, you're wrong. It's happening. It's happening here in Georgia. It's happening every day. So how much longer will we wait? And I know it's an odd year. I know it's not an election year, but that's not a reason not to do the right thing. We ought to move forward and stop this kind of persecution in our state. We have an 800-year tradition of religious freedom going back to the Magna Carta in England. We ought to honor that tradition, and we ought to protect religious freedom the way we protect every other right guaranteed by the First Amendment. Thank you, Mr. President. I yield the will.
Thank you, Senator. Chair recognizes